It was a sunny Saturday afternoon in Manhattan, and the McDonald's on 34th Street was bustling with activity. Among the hard-working staff was Diego Rivera, a proud and diligent Madrid native who had recently been promoted to manager. It was his third day in the position, and he was determined to keep the restaurant running smoothly during the busy lunch rush. As Diego monitored the floor with a clipboard in hand, the door swung open, and a tall, sharply dressed young man in a black suit walked in. The man's face was unmistakable. It was Barron Trump. Despite his best efforts to remain inconspicuous, his towering height and familiar features drew murmurs from the crowd. "Is that Barron Trump?" a woman whispered to her friend. Barron approached the counter, scanning the menu with a look of quiet boredom. Lisa, a young and cheerful cashier, greeted him with a bright smile. "Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you today?" Barron's voice was calm but deliberate. "I'll have a Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke." Lisa quickly punched in the order, her composure slightly faltering under the realization of who stood before her. As Barron reached for his wallet, Diego emerged from the back office, focused on overseeing a delivery. He hadn't yet noticed the commotion in the dining area. When he did glance toward the counter, his eyes narrowed. The tall customer in the suit looked oddly familiar. Diego couldn't place him. Approaching Lisa, Diego said in a tone loud enough for Barron to hear, "Make sure you've charged him correctly." Lisa's cheeks flushed. Barron, remaining composed, handed her exact change. "Here's your receipt," Lisa said softly, turning his change. Barron stepped aside, waiting for his order as murmurs grew louder in the dining area. Diego's gaze lingered on Barron. Something about the young man's quiet demeanor unsettled him. Perhaps it was the lack of eye contact or the calm indifference in his posture. Turning to Lisa, Diego added curtly, "Keep the line moving." Barron's expression remained neutral, though his posture stiffened slightly. He collected his tray once his order was ready and chose a quiet table near the window. Diego returned to his office, but couldn't resist glancing back at the tall, composed figure. The lunch rush subsided, and Diego noticed a group of customers gesturing toward Barron's table. Curious, he approached them. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. One woman hesitated before whispering, "That's Barron Trump, the president's son, you know." Diego's eyebrows shot up in surprise. Turning to look at Barron, who appeared oblivious to the attention, Diego felt a pang of guilt for his earlier assumptions. He approached Barron's table cautiously. "Excuse me, young man," Diego began. "Is it true? Are you Barron Trump?" Barron's gaze met Diego's for the first time. His voice was steady. "Yes, I am." For a moment, Diego felt a wave of embarrassment. He had assumed Barron was an entitled young man, but standing before him was someone whose status carried immense public scrutiny. "I hope you're enjoying your meal," Diego said, forcing a friendly smile. Barron nodded politely. "Thank you. It's good." Word spread quickly through the restaurant. More customers began discreetly snapping photos, and whispers filled the air. Barron noticed but continued eating as if nothing had changed. Diego, however, felt the growing pressure. A young boy approached Barron's table. "Excuse me, are you really Barron Trump?" he asked Barron smiled gently and nodded. "Yes, I am." The boy beamed. "Wow, my dad talks about your family all the time." Before Barron could respond, the boy's mother ushered him away, offering a quick "thank you" to Barron. Diego watched from a distance, feeling a mix of regret and unease. Determined to regain control, he approached Barron again. "Is everything all right with your meal?" Diego asked, his tone overly friendly. Barron's calm eyes met his. Yes. Thank you for checking, he replied. Before Diego could respond, commotion erupted near the entrance. A man in a dark suit entered, scanning the room until his eyes landed on Barron. He was a Secret Service agent. Mr. Trump, we need to leave, the agent said as he approached the table. The restaurant fell silent. All eyes were on Barron as he stood, collected his tray, and turned to Diego. Thank you for the meal, he said simply before following the agent out. The whispers resumed the moment. The door closed behind them. Diego stood frozen, the reality of the encounter sinking in. He had treated the president's son with suspicion and condescension, a mistake that now felt heavy on his shoulders. Returning to the counter, Diego caught Lisa giving him a knowing look but saying nothing. He retreated to his office, closing the door to escape the noise. The scene replayed in his mind, and regret weighed heavily on him. He hadn't known who Barron was at the time, but that didn't excuse his actions. Later that evening, as Diego prepared to leave, Lisa approached him. Rough day, huh? She said, offering a sympathetic smile. Diego nodded. You could say that. The next morning, Diego's phone buzzed with notifications. A video of his interaction with Barron had gone viral. The caption read, New McDonald's manager doesn't recognize. Barron Trump. Comments ranged from amused to critical, with some accusing Diego of being unprofessional. His face burned with embarrassment as he read them. A sudden email notification caught his eye. It was from McDonald's corporate headquarters, requesting an urgent meeting. Diego braced himself for the worst. The virtual meeting began with Diego facing his regional manager, Mr. Simmons. Diego, we've seen the video, Simmons said without preamble. Diego prepared for a reprimand but was stunned when Simmons continued. Barron Trump reached out to us this morning. Despite everything, he said you treated him with respect. He even praised your staff for their efficiency and kindness. Diego's jaw dropped. He did? Yes, Simmons confirmed. Let this be a reminder to treat every customer with equal respect. You never know who they might be. Relief washed over Diego. From that day forward, he vowed to approach every interaction with humility and care. Thank you for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious and kind.